Good evening and happy Wednesday, everybody. Welcome back. Today I am showing you how to sew together the pieces of Sparkling Star for our Neon Nights sew along. I have the assembly guide right here. You'll take a look at that and you'll follow along. I show it in the video as well. And so you'll end up with this block. This is one I finished last week to give you a sneak peek at what it looked like all done. And then this is the second block because I don't know if you remember, but I'm going to do the wall hanging version, just the 2 blocks each to finalize for our sew along, to give you a look at all of the different steps. Next week I will start putting together the Dutch rows. Then the week after that we will finalize the assembly bit of the Dutch rows and the assembly bit of the wall hanging all together. The only difference between the wall hanging and the large throw is the number of stars that you put into it. So it's going to be the same sashing and cornerstones, just more blocks that you're doing the sashing and cornerstones for, and a longer, border piece, that kind of stuff. So not too much different, just additional blocks. But here are the 2 Sparkling Stars. I am so happy with these. It makes me so happy how they came together, and so much easier than doing it traditionally. These kinds of things are when I would hope I could maybe sway people over to liking FPP in some situations even more than traditional piecing. Not everybody is going to be as much a lover as I am of FPP, but something like this Sparkling Star, these itty bitty pieces, and so many of them, this makes a really good argument for FPP. So I will go ahead and put the video up here, and then right after it, I will come back and talk about what we're going to be doing next week. All right. All right, so not so hard to put together. After I had done the first block last week, and I can show you, it had actually had some, it was more of a triangle, like, you know, the triangles went together into a square and then did the sides. And that was fine, but, and probably wouldn't have been that difficult. But I thought, as I was putting it together, I was like, gosh, why don't I just do it in the squares and make it even easier? So you're really just building rows like traditional piecing and putting those rows together to make the block. So that's why I switched it up from what I had originally. I had recorded it, I had uploaded it, and I was looking at it again and said, I can make it even easier. So I'm gonna go ahead and make it even easier. I got that updated pattern out to everybody, and if you wanted to go ahead and take a look and order the pattern, you'll have the updated version for download already. So that's been updated on the website too. From here, I will keep the papers on because I like the stability that it gives when I'm going to put my sashing on, and I will probably, once I get the sashing on all of them, I will probably, because we're sewing the sashing to blocks, it's sashing to blocks, I will think about taking out some of the papers at that point after I get the sashing on, because again, then it's kind of just back to traditional piecing, just building your quilt or your wall hanging from there. So we'll talk about removing papers in 2 weeks when we're doing the final assembly. But next Monday, I will start the Dutch rose, which is going to have the yellow and the pink and black in it. So it's 3 colors where the Sparkling Star was 2 colors. I'm really excited about getting into that build. That is, again, some straight, like, piecing together. I'll give you a sneak peek. There's just more to piece together for the Dutch rose. It's a little bit, it's not harder. There's just a couple more units to put together. I think, yeah. So the Sparkling Star was through L, and the Dutch rose is through Q, but the building it is still, there's no triangles or anything like that to put together for it. It's all putting rows together and then putting kind of like the borders on it. Essentially, these end sides are like borders. So we'll dig into that further next week. Until then, have a fantastic week. I can't wait to see you. I'll be back on my live again on Sunday, so I hope you can come join for Sunday brunch. And that is all. Thanks, everybody. Talk to you soon.